Hey guys, what's up? It's Chris Kelly here of H2HRadio. Now, I haven't done one of these in a long time just because I just haven't had, the desire to sit down and talk about wrestling. But, I'm going to spend the next 10, 15 minutes just talking about whatever I want. Because, like I say, I've done this for a few months, so I'm just going to sit back, talk about what comes to mind, and whatever happens. Now, the first thing I'm going to talk about, well, the first thing I saw actually was regarding TNA Wrestling, and apparently they're spending $300,000, should I say, to run New York City in, I believe, June, July, and August. And according to ProWrestling.net, all the money that TNA are spending to get this is their own money. They're not, being funded by Spike TV, and it could be for them. In my opinion, it's going to be, go big or go home. Because we know what New York is like. New York is a wrestling market, and we know that the fans there will tell you the truth. I mean, just look back to when ECW, back when WWE owned it, or sorry, they still do. But back when ECW was on TV, in its Big Show versus, I believe, Batista, and the crowd were chanting "boring, boring." So I think this could be kind of a go big or go home moment. I'm a TNA fan. I really hope that TNA succeed. But New York City, as I say, good market. But if the storyline goes south, the fans, the wrestlers will find out via the fans. But it's one of these things where people are sitting on social media saying TNA's going to die, blah blah blah, and then you see this. And as I say, from a marketing standpoint, it's New York City, great wrestling city. But if you can't afford, you're letting guys like AJ Styles go, Sting go, Hulk go. And I'm not saying, Hulk, Sting, and AJ are, the future of TNA wrestling. They're not. Hulk and Sting, okay, Hulk in particular was never going to help TNA wrestling. When he debuted in 2010, nothing happened. Sting's been there, on and off since 2002. And AJ has been there since day one. But those guys aren't going to be the future of Impact Wrestling. But it's one of those things where TNA has to do something. They can't go back to Orlando because Orlando is literally the worst crowd in wrestling history. Just because most of the time they fail to react to wrestling. But as I say, New York City, a big go home or go big moment. As I say, I really do hope that TNA, this helps TNA succeed. Just because I think wrestling needs, two companies. And I'm a big fan of TNA wrestling. I'm there for every single pay-per-view. And so, most opinions that TNA is a bit more fun to watch. The storylines might be a bit out of whack, but it's not same old. But yeah, that TNA doing this kind of, we'll see what happens. Now, something else I want to talk about is it's kind of linked to TNA wrestling. It's Jeff Jarrett, Karen Jarrett. Now, they've been doing the whole It's Coming project. And I literally cannot wait for this. I'm a big fan of Karen Jarrett, a big fan of Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett is one of the smartest wrestling guys that I've ever met. And I know people used to hate TNA when Jeff Jarrett was the guy in charge of TNA. But the thing with back when TNA was in NWA TNA, it had a structure per se, and that was Jeff Jarrett was the guy. And I really hope that what he's doing gets off the ground. I believe he's been backed by Toby Keith, who is apparently quite well off. And there are a few agents out there that Jeff Jarrett could bring in. I was reading earlier that they might not be doing anything with that company until later this year, which I'm cool with. Because it takes time to get the wrestling company off the ground. And I've seen Jeff and Karen have been all over the world looking for talent, and that's great. I mean, if they can find some unsung guys, that'd be great. All over the world, there are talents that should be on TV now, but they're not, because they haven't been discovered. But I really do hope that Karen and Jeff, take this project and have it explode. Mainly because, as I say, wrestling needs more than one company. And whilst this new Jarrett project might not be on TV straight away, if it's good enough, it will be on TV, in a matter of time. And as I say, I just want to say, wish Jarrett the best. Two people that I respect, and best of luck to them. Now, since I've not been doing the show, Another thing that happened is the whole CM Punk walking out on WWE. I've said it on Twitter, and I'll say it now. What Punk did just proves that he can be selfish, and I know fans will be like, he's tired of wrestling, blah 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 blah. But you have a contract, and no matter how pissed off you are, you have to work out your contract. You know, it's a legal thing. I know Vince McMahon is trying to get him to come back, or according to the dirt sheets. And I say dirt sheets. I mean wrestling news sites. But the whole thing with this Punk, him walking out. If he does come back, where does he fit in? Because they've always set up Triple H versus Daniel Bryan, and the winner goes to the main event of the show. And there's no way that I see Triple H going over in that match. So it'll be one of those things where Punk doesn't fit in now. And I honestly don't think Punk can be missed. I'm a fan of Punk. I'm a fan of Punk's work. But the way that he's kind of just walked out and be like, screw you guys, I'm going home. To me, wrestling doesn't need egos in it. And it does nowadays, it still does. But when someone just walks out because they're unhappy about their booking, or they've had appointments broken to them, apparent appointments broken to them, Daniel Bryan right now, he's thriving in this storyline. I mean, just like a Raw this past Monday, he got the hell beat out of him for 15 minutes by Triple H, was handcuffed, and then they tried to drown him, which I don't think it's PG. But I think Daniel Bryan has taken that ball. He has ran with it, unlike Punk who's taken the ball and gone home. But I think that this has got better. I think WWE has got better since Punk's gone home. And I honestly hope that Daniel Bryan can take this ball that he's been given and run with it. Even more so. Because as I say, WWE has got a lot better. They've just launched, the WWE Network, which we don't have in the UK yet. But from what I understand, it's a fantastic thing. And when it does come out, that'd be great. Just because it'd be awesome to see some old stuff that I haven't seen for years. But yeah, like I say, that there is kind of awesome. That was awesome. What else do I want to talk about? Sting going to WWE. I met Sting a few times. I met him last week in London. If Sting goes to WWE, more power to him. He's been there. He stayed away for for more than 10 years after WWE folded. He did everything he could do in TNA. He put over everyone and their dog in TNA. And I think Sting deserves that one last match against Taker. I think the ideal idea would be to have Taker beat Lesnar and then have Taker knelt down doing his pose, lights go out. But the problem with me is that I'm now so used to Sting's TNA music that if they play some other kind of song, be it one of WCW songs, I probably at first recognize it because I'm so used to his TNA theme music. But I think next year it's kind of now or never with Sting and Taker. Both guys are aging. I mean, look at Taker on Raw when he returned and attacked Lesnar. I met Sting the other day, as I say, in London. He's aging, and it's one of these things where I don't think the match is going to be great, but it's one of those. It's kind of wrestling fans of wanting to see it. So, I say if we get Sting and Taker, awesome. What else do I talk about? Total Divas. That's a fun little show. So Adam made a point. Adam Brown. He made a point that since Total Divas is now blowing up, they should just have everyone on that show just use their names. I mean, the girls, the Funkadactyls, I don't honestly know their real names. But it's kind of one of those things where you're watching Total Divas, and you're like, which one's Naomi? Which is Cameron? And then like Trinity and so I can't remember the name. Is it Ariana? Something like that. So I mean, it might be easier because Total Divas is a great show. The idea behind that is awesome. and it's probably a bit more entertaining than WWE right now. But I don't know, totally disco. But yeah, I kind of just wanted to say, do like a 5-10 minute show, just kind of get my voice back out there because I haven't done one in ages. In terms of wrestling, next week I'm meeting Bret Hart. Should be fun. I'm gonna get him to sign my WWE Encyclopedia. Then after that, I believe it's Mania. I personally I'm not doing Mania, but I know my friend Chris is. I know George Hulk is. Actually, talking about Mania, it's one of these things where every year it comes around and it's kind of like, damn, I don't care. And then when it comes to like Mania Sunday, it's like, oh, bugger, I better buy the pay per view just because you have to buy Mania. And then what do I have? I'm meeting HBK in London at some point. I'm doing House of Hardcore in New York City. I'm doing the big event, Legend of the Ring in New York City, and Summerversary down at Fort Texas. I'm not sure when I'm doing another a little update. Just because I just like I say, sometimes I sit down, I want to do a show. Other times I really can't be asked. What I might try and do in the future is try and get someone with me on the show, just because I think it's definitely better to have kind of back and forth as opposed to me just sitting here talking. And it's a bit more fun to have someone else here as well. I might try and get Mav, do something with Mav, do a show with Mav, or speak to one of my friends on Facebook, just for a bit of fun. But as I say, if there's anything you guys want me to talk about, that's massively important, just write in the comment section. I might do a show at the weekend. Don't know. If I sit down and care enough about wrestling, I will. But okay, one thing before I go, I did see this thing about Cranky Vince on Twitter, and he and JBL sent out a tweet at the exact same time. But one of them was from an iPhone and one of them was from a PC. Of course, JBL's was from a PC. I honestly think that's one just trying to frame JBL. I mean, why would you literally send someone out at the same time unless you want to get caught? But yeah, I honestly don't think JBL is behind Cranky Vince. But yeah, as I say, this is just a little catch-up show. I've been going for like 12 minutes now. So be sure to check out headlocksheadlines.com. Follow me on Twitter at H2HRadio, H2HCRELLY. I've got some cool interviews on this channel with Velvet Sky, Gail Kim, who, by the way, I must thank TNA Wrestling for allowing me to do these interviews at lockdown. There's stuff from FWE on here that I hope FWE come back because that's a nice little company. But yeah, be sure to follow me on Twitter at H2HRadio. Let me know if I should do a future show, because I might do one. I don't know. But guys, on that note, thanks for listening. Leave any comments. Please be nice. But on that note, guys, thanks for listening. I've been Chris Kelly. I'll speak to you guys real soon. Peace out.